Alrighty, how's everybody doing? Just wanted to share this little project I just finished up for a good customer of mine down in Georgia, Brian. He wanted a radio with an amplifier to run in his truck, so he chose the radio, Galaxy DX959B, and he chose to run an RM Italy KL-503. So what I want to do is just, I can't get everything in on the camera all at the same time so you can see it. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to start off. I'm going to show you the radio by itself. Then we're going to go to the amp. And I'll show you all 6 power stages of the amp on the scope. Show you how clean it is. And then we'll go to the watt meter and we'll show you what she's doing for dead keys and PEP. Okay, so get right down to the scope. So what was done here is on the radio we did a PPE, not a PEP. We did a PPE, positive peak expansion, asymmetrical modulation. So that gives the radio a low dead key with a high swing, and it's nice and clean, very, very clean on the scope. Some guys try to do this modification and they don't do it right, so we'll show you what that looks like. But with that, keep in mind, once you do the positive peak expansion, the power on the radio is locked down, so you cannot do variable power on the radio. And that's just to protect the customer and to protect the amplifier, because if you crank that power up, you're out riding around and you crank the power up and you forget that you've got the power up, and you turn the amp on and start keying up, not realizing that you're overdriving the amp. You got the chance of burning it up. It's definitely running hot, and you got a chance of blowing it up too. So we lock the power down. For some folks that can really pay attention to their equipment, we can put a switch in, so you can switch back and forth from the positive peak radio to the standard radio, and you can jump back and forth from amp to radio. But on this one we decided to just put the switch in, not put the switch in, and just go with the lockdown power. So I'll show you what she's doing. We'll use a tone off the tone generator just to show you how clean it is. All right, don't mind my head getting in the way of the camera. All right, so there's that's about 1.5 watts dead key, and that's with a tone, so that's probably about 20, 25. With the microphone, she'll jump up around 20, 25. Beautiful on the scope. Okay, that's positive peak expansion on the radio all by itself. Okay, so now we'll flip over to the amplifier, and we'll start off on level 1, which is about 1 watt dead key. That 1.5 into the amp from the radio drops the amp down to a 1 watt dead key, and it's probably swinging out there. I don't know, we'll get to that when we get to the... So there's your 1 watt dead key. Okay, trying to do this without getting in the way of the camera. My camera's in a sucky situation here. All right, right off the charts. Okay, so that is I don't even know what the ratio is. It's probably like a 30-to-1 ratio on power level 1. Okay, you want to see, we'll show you. She's not pinched or flat top. Okay, still a nice clean signal, all right? I know I keep getting in the way of the camera, but I'm kind of, maybe I can move the camera over here. Get out of the way a little bit. All right. So that was power level number 1, 1 watt dead key. Power level number 2, we're going to bring that dead key up to about a 4 watt dead key. Okay. Still nice and clean. Oh, you want to see it. Okay. Nice and clean. It's clean all the way up through, all the way to 6. Got the amp's got 6 levels on it. Okay, so power level number 3, still nice and clean. Okay, these are some pretty big ratios. We'll get into the ratios when we get to the watt meter. So power level number 4, we're giving it probably around a 10 watt dead key. Okay. And still nice and clean. You can see she's starting to come down now. She's starting to compress a little bit. Things are getting a little, the ratio's getting a little smaller. So like I told the customer, the best place to run this thing is going to be between like 2 and 4, 3 and 5 on the power, and you're going to have awesome audio. You're going to have major I'm getting a little lost for words here. The ratio is going to be pretty big. Like I said, we'll go over that when we get to the watt meter. So we'll go to power level number 5, which is right around a 12 or 13 watt dead key. Okay, still nice and clean. Beautiful. Yeah, can't even bring it down, but still looking real good. Nice and clean on the spectrum analyzer. Okay, I probably don't need to go through all these power settings, but I'm just doing it just so everybody can see how it's supposed to be done. Okay, not a lot. I don't think there's a lot of guys out there that'll show you this amp on the equipment. All they do is show you the watt meter, and the watt meter means nothing. There you go. That's power level number 6. That's about a 25 watt dead key. She's absolutely clean. Okay, so now we'll jump over to the watt meter, and I guess what everybody really wants to see is the watts. My camera kind of sucks, so just bear with me. We'll get through this. Okay. So I don't know how well y'all can see that, but I'll explain it to you as we go. So we're going to start off. We'll start off with just the radio. Okay. On the microphone. Okay. 50 watt slug. Okay. About a 1.5 watt dead key. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Audio, check, 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 check. So fairly say a 20 watt swing. So the radio itself, all by itself, has a 20-to-1 ratio off the get-go, just to start with. And again, that's non-adjustable. That's just the way the radio runs. You can run that radio, if you just wanted to run the radio, you're talking with somebody in the vehicle in front of you or in the parking lot or whatever the case may be, that radio will run fine just by itself. Okay, so now we'll go to the amp. Power level number 1, 1 watt dead key. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Burying the 50. Okay. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Audio, check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. So, it was bouncing up there off 80. We're watching the. Right now we are on the bottom scale. 100 is max. Okay, bottom scale. power level number 2. I like to show the dead keys on the, just straight up on the 50, okay? So it's about a 4 watt dead key. We'll go to times 2. Hello, audio, check, check, check. Varying it at 100. Times 5. So now we are on the middle scale. 500 being 50 at the end. 100, 200, 300, and so on. Okay? This is with a 4 watt dead key. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm sorry, and I lied to you. We're not on the middle scale. We're on the top scale. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Okay? I was mistaken there. Hello, audio, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, check, check, check. Just normal talking, breaker, 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 breaker. So, between 125 and 150 on level 2. Level 3. Back down to the 50 watt scale, which is the middle scale. About a 5 watt dead key. Back to the times 5, which would be 250. Top scale again. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, check, 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 check. Okay, $1.50, $1.75, no problem. And that's not hollering in the microphone. I'm not hollering into the microphone. I'm just talking into the microphone. I got a loud voice, so you know, might be a little different than some others, but you get my drift. You don't have to holler into the microphone at all. Level number 4. Right there, about a 10 watt dead key. We'll go to the 250 scale again. Hello, audio, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, check, 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 check. Okay, right up there, about 180, 200, no problem. Level number 5. Give you the go dead key. About 13 watts on number 5. Go back to the 250. Hello, audio, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, check, check, check. Audio, breaker, 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 breaker. All right, 200, 210 maybe, 205, somewhere around there. All depends on your voice. Okay, and now number 6, power level number 6. About a 25 watt dead key. I think it just showed 26, but we set it for 25, but it changes. And we are on the top scale again. 250 being the highest. Hello, audio, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio, audio, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio. Okay, bouncing 225 to 250. Now I know a lot of guys show, and the amp's barely generated any heat. It's just warm. It's not even getting cold. I mean, not even getting hot after all that. She's running pretty cold. Same with the radio. Okay, so I know a lot of people show these amps swinging 300, 325, and you could probably get that out of it with a 75 watt dead key. But if you do the math, you're crunching down the ratio. Okay, you're starting to compress the signal down quite a bit. I don't even know why I've got that up so there's static. The way we've got it set up, the ratios are huge. Okay, and it doesn't take much to figure it out. If you divide the swing by the dead key, you know, they're up there in the middle of the band. They're up there to 30 to 1. You know, 5 watt dead key swinging 150. So this thing's going to be an audio monster, and I hope Brian likes it. He should love this thing. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, I think that's it. Galaxy DX959B with a PPE asymmetrical modulation in it, and like I said, that's that's variable. You can get it locked down, or you can get it with a switch if you're comfortable with that. But I mean, you just got to be very, very careful. Pay attention to what you're doing if you have the switch, because you don't want to be keying that radio up and at 8 watts or whatever the radio gets set at. It's single final radio, so 4 watts, and swinging out. That's just going to burn up the amp, so it's not what you want to do. Like I said, the way we've got it set up, runs nice and cool. Still getting, you're still getting about 250 watts. Clean on the oscilloscope, absolutely clean signal. I don't believe it's going to get any better than that. I know there's going to be some naysayers out there that are going to disagree with that, but I don't know. It is what it is. You just saw it, and if you like it, give us a call. We can set you up. Or leave comments. Tell me what you think. And hopefully we can, if somebody wants something like this, we can set you up with it. Okay, it's SLC Radio and Cable up here in New Hampshire. Phone number is 603-732-3175. Thanks for watching.